so much. Being unit down.
Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Print Big sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of 100 or more, 50 off your print purchase of 200 or more, and 100 off your print purchase of 300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more and save more at Staples.
The better news about a crash in Mountain View, North 401 at Shoreline Boulevard. It's been cleared off to the right shoulder. Lanes are open, but traffic backed up from 237. And Corte Madera crash cleared south of the one at Madera Boulevard. South of 580 heading out of San Rafael, and looks great for the Bay Bridge ride. That's traffic. I'm Elaine Leung.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the fight to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Here he is, Dan Bongino.
Man, good to be back. I took off Friday, and Jim, of course, very happily filled in. And he did a great job. I'm doing the bracket, dumbest member of Congress update. Which Jim is down to AOC and Swalwell, right? And the duo of dimwits. And so go and vote. He's at JJ Birdie on True Social and Twitter. You only got like a day left to vote. I think AOC's kind of running away with it. But have your voice heard. Democracy 2024. But he has Sean Farish on, breaking down the bracket, you know, with his Trump voice. And I'm getting all these emails over the weekend. And Dan, producer Jim is so good at the radio. That interview with Trump is hilarious. And I'm thinking, did he play a best though? Because I mean, you know, President Trump's on a radio show, I know about it. And I'm like, okay, and Jim tells me that was Sean Farish. So you must have done great, Jim. And a couple other things. I told you we would keep track of the president's daily schedule because Joe Biden is running easily the worst re-election effort I have ever seen in the history of politics. And what I find incredible is his daily schedule is a plethora of nothingness. He doesn't do anything. There's an actual daily schedule. Now, Jim, correct it. We're not making this up. Like it's satire, us reading it, but this is the actual schedule for today. Jim found a readout of it, but it is the actual schedule. Take a listen.
Welcome to Today in Joe Biden, your extremely detailed, up-to-the-minute rundown of the myriad things the president is doing today. Monday, April 1st, 2024. 8 a.m., the president receives the presidential daily brief. 10:25 a.m., the president and the first lady host the 2024 White House Easter egg roll. That's it. Joe Biden, your highly detailed reading of the schedule of the President of the United States.
Brothers and sisters, I've never seen anything like this. Again, if I didn't work in that building for a Democrat and a Republican president, so I'm telling you this which is very hard for me to do, in a nonpartisan manner. Both Obama and Bush, who I worked for inside the White House. I started under Clinton, but I wasn't on the president's detail at the time. I am very intimately familiar with what their schedules look like, because their schedule is your schedule. They both packed it deep every single day with events. This guy, I've never seen anything like it. He doesn't do anything. He's doing the egg roll today, and someone told me he called the Easter Bunny the Oyster Bunny. There's an Oyster Bunny now? Are there pearls involved? It's like not eggs, it's pearls. I'm not really sure how any of this works. So listen, it was Easter yesterday. Don't think I forgot about the Trans Day of Visibility, because I need you to understand that the Trans Day of Visibility for them announced on Easter. If you haven't heard the story, the White House released a proclamation, an actual proclamation, celebrating on Easter the Trans Day of Visibility. That was in addition to the Trans Day of Remembrance, the Trans Family Day of Visibility, the Trans Families Pets Day of Remembrance, the Pets, Uncles, Brothers, Trans Friend Week of Remembrance, the monthly Trans Month of Remembrance, the Trans Cousins, Uncles Day Vigil, the 2-day vigil Day of Remembrance for the every single day there's seemingly a new thing we have to remember, which is incredible. It's as if we don't. Are they not visible? All you got to do is go to TikTok. There's an entire account on Twitter called Libs of TikTok where they just highlight the endless trans stuff on TikTok. So I didn't know that the trans community was not visible. I was unaware that was a problem. But apparently they released it on Easter, and I'm here to tell you something. And no, we're not doing any April Fool's stuff today. I'm sorry. I'm just not that kind of show. It's already like out of control on Twitter. I'm reading Twitter, and the thing is, we live in such a crazy time that there are people putting up April Fool's jokes. Like Joe Biden cancels the schedule for the rest of the year, and because it's Joe Biden, and I forget during the day it's April 1st. I'm like, oh, that's real. Like I didn't even think it's an April Fool's joke because with Joe Biden. So we're not doing any of that today. I'm going to tell you something true. This Trans Day of Visibility thing was a huge success. It was a huge success for them. I'm not kidding. Again, I promise you this. You have my word. We're not doing any April Fool's. That's silly. I get it. Have fun with it, but it's already out of control on social media. Because their goal is to provoke. And ladies and gentlemen, attention is power. So Jim, I do have a weekend update. I haven't done one in a while because it was Easter weekend. Kind of involves some personal stuff, but also some business stuff too. So I think this one is worth doing. So Jim, you have that line, and we haven't actually played this.
Stick to the issues, crowd. Please excuse us while we take this brief interlude into Dan's weekend.
Now, we don't do this often because nobody really cares about my weekend and my personal life. I mean, who really gives a darn about that? But this was important. So I was in church on Easter this weekend, and we go to church. We miss, I'm not going to lie, we miss once in a while, but we try to get there pretty regularly, about 80% of the time. And we went to church, and it was packed on Easter yesterday. And you see this a lot. What do they jokingly call them with the birth and resurrection people? They show up on Christmas and Easter. But I was reading through social media on the weekend, because even on the day off, I like to kind of see what's going on in the world. And there were a bunch of people who I really like and respect who seemed really kind of upset about this. There was a bunch of I can't get a parking spot at church, and I can't sit in my regular seat. And I have a different kind of point of view on this, and I'd love to see where you stand on it. But folks, that's a good thing. What do you mean it's a good thing? Dan, people only show up once in a while. Practicing Catholic means you're supposed to practice, right? I mean, Jesus said, do this in memory of me, not think about it twice a year in memory of me. Do it means show up, not watch it on TV or something like that. But folks, that was me. That was me for a long time. And, faith is an easier journey for some people. Some people are just genuinely good, decent people. A lot of people are. And God speaks to them, and they hear it more freely. God speaks to everyone. It's just who's listening and who's not. But some folks hear God's voice clear. I'm not trying to be melodramatic. I'm not a poet. Sometimes it takes a while for that voice to break through, and I was that guy. I was that guy for a good 10 years of my life, where I'd show up on Christmas and Easter, and, I thought, oh, well, it's practicing. I'm there. Be patient with these people, folks. Every time I went on Christmas and on Easter, everyone welcomed me. This was way before I had a radio show or anything like that. I was a cop and an agent. I was no one special. I just showed up in church, but I always remember feeling welcome and feeling at home, like I was part of a community, even though I really wasn't. Be patient with these folks. We're all damaged. All of us. I was reminded of that story Tom Massey tells, Congressman, about this guy, he had a Tesla or something that got wrecked. So he took the car battery out and he used it to power his house for a while, and it's like still going or something like that. And I thought, wow, you'd see that on the side of a road, right? This wrecked car, this Tesla, and you think to yourself, scrap metal, get it out of here, throw it in the ditch. But someone found value in it. Massey's a smart guy, some kind of like electrical engineer. And he figured out a way to power his house. We're all damaged. But we all have value. God sees it. So, the day after Easter, be patient with these folks. That was me for a long time. I want to say one last thing. The importance of friends and family around this most important Christian holiday at Easter. Folks, there's nothing more valuable than friends and family. You don't need a lot. You don't need 20 kids. Big families are great, but you don't need 100 friends. You just need a few really good ones. Folks, there is nothing like friends and family. I was sitting around yesterday at a friend's house, the orthodontist this week, my friend Orman. He's a great guy. I didn't do anything amazing. We sat around with him and some friends, and we were in his yard and looking out at the Florida water right there. We just had such a good time. And I thought to myself, in this age of screens and social media and tablets and computers and Netflix and all this stuff, the most valuable thing in the world is the attention of friends. Loyal friends. I've been going through a lot lately. Loyalty matters to me more than anything. Anything. I don't mean loyalty to me in lieu of my mistakes. I mean loyalty to me even recognized. And I had a moment with my daughters. My two daughters were home. My eldest, as you know, is in college. And she was home this weekend. I don't usually have my two daughters with me. And they were both with me. And Friday night, my wife and I went out to eat with them. And Evo is one of my favorite spots down there at the Cuesta. Great spot. You tell my owner, Eric, I said hello if you go in there with me. And we're having a good time. And we came home. My wife and I, on these date nights, we usually sit down on the couch and we just talk. No screens, no nothing. We put on some music. But my two daughters came out to sit with us, which they usually don't. They're like, it's mom and dad hanging out or whatever. And it turned into just, folks, one of the greatest nights of my life. For the simplest of reasons. I started playing some music from when we were kids. And my daughters are both laughing about, everyone hates their parents' music. I said, your parents were crazy kids once too. And we were all kind of like, it sounds crazy and silly, but I don't know, maybe wine or whatever, who knows, but we were just singing and dancing like a bunch of goofballs. That stuff is magic, man. It's like an elixir. There's nothing like that. Nothing. There's no amount of Twitter, True Social, Rumble, YouTube. As much as I love this stuff, there's no amount of interaction you're going to have there that can replace that. So it was an amazing weekend. All right, so as I told you, it was a lot to do with a lot of things because Father Marty in church went for it with the homily, and he went after and spoke about the Trans Day of Visibility that was launched. Now, you may be saying, are we going to talk about this again today? Yes, we are. And why are we going to talk about it? Because I feel, sadly, that a lot of commentators, not all, but a lot of commentators missed the point. They talked about this as if this was a big fumble by the White House. Why would you launch an email on Easter proclaiming, literally proclaiming, I can read it to you. Now, therefore, they even make it official, Jim, like it's something out of Shrek or something like that. Remember when Lord Farquaad or something? Joseph R. Biden, I'm really reading this. President of the United States, by virtue of the authority vested in me in the Constitution and laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024 as the Transgender Day of Visibility. Now, this is real. Who thought that was a good idea on Easter? You understand this was vetted by probably close to 20 people. If you've ever worked inside the White House, nothing happens quickly. Everything goes through a chain of command, from a low-level guy, maybe even an intern, to a mid-level person, and it eventually makes it up to but these proclamations and stuff, this is all vetted in advance. This was not a mistake. They sent this out on Easter. And yes, I get the point where other liberals were like, well, the Trans Day of Visibility every year is March 31st, and it just happened to fall on Easter. They didn't have to send out the email on Easter. No one told them to do that. This was a choice. This was not an accident. This was designed to provoke. Remember, these people can't stand you. This was designed to provoke. And ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, wait. Yes, that's it there. Jim's correct. He's not kidding. How did folks, I totally missed this. Jim's like, Dan, read down a little bit more. This is in the proclamation, I swear. No April Fools, I promise. I have hereunto set my hand this 29th day of March in the year of our Lord. He's like getting all biblical and stuff. He's going to start talking about Noah and the pre-diluvian, antediluvian. In the year of our Lord, on Easter. Folks, don't think this was an error. This was done on purpose, and it was a huge success. Why? Because attention is power, man. Attention is power. I'm going to go into this in more detail coming up next. How this was you don't think this was a mistake. This for them was a huge success. But the reaction by us can be a success too. And I'll show you how. We'll be right back. Father's Day and graduations are coming around the corner. If you're looking for a unique gift, you've got to check out the personalized receiver covers from Henry Repeating Arms. They can engrave any message up to 20 words, and the process is easy, affordable, and it doesn't require a gunsmith. Just go to henryusa.com and type personalized in the search box, and you'll find step-by-step instructions. They're available for Henry's Golden Boy and Golden Boy Silver rifles, which come in 3 calibers, 22 LR, 22 Magnum, and 17 HMR. These guns are already head turners, so when you add the custom receiver cover, they become works of art that'll be cherished forever. Mine were accurate right out of the box and have been reliable ever since. They're made in America and backed by a lifetime guarantee. So check out Henry Repeating Arms personalized receiver covers and make sure you order their free catalog. They'll mail it with free decals on a list of dealers in your area. That's henryusa.com for a free catalog of decals. henryusa.com. They make 200 models. You're going to love these guns. Right?
You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show on the Bay Area's home for conservative talk on your radio and smart speaker at 560 KSFO.
What do you do if you can't pay your taxes? Turn your tax problems over to us so we can negotiate with the government for you. And in almost all cases, you don't have to deal with the government. Take advantage of all your qualified options, like offer to compromise, paying part of what you owe, either in monthly installments or one payment. Monthly payment plan that works for you is acceptable to the government. Penalty forgiveness, hardship deferral. The government leaves you alone until you overcome your challenge, such as job or business loss, illness, or other situation. Innocent spouse. If your former spouse causes tax problem, shift it to them where it belongs, or other individual solutions. We discuss your case with you so you'll have a complete understanding of how we plan to help you. We'll work with your current year situation before it becomes a tax problem, because we want to put a final end to all your tax problems. Call Moskowitz LLP at 888-TAX-DEAL. That's 888-TAX-DEAL. 888-TAX-DEAL or MoskowitzLLP.com. MOSKOWITZ-LLP.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
See, if something costs less and people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month. And that is huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey folks, Larry Elder here. Now you've probably been hearing me endorse Wire Refi for some time now, and yes, many of my colleagues do as well. What makes Wire Refi so different from other investments? Let's quickly break it down. Wire Refi offers a secured collateralized portfolio with a strong fixed rate of return, up to 10.25%. There's no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back, and you're in control. You can let your investment compound daily or take income, whatever you choose. There are absolutely no fees, and an investment in Wire Refi is an investment